It's Monday, the 19th of May, and I've got less than 48 hours to submit 3 profiles to a Silicon Valley startup founder who sold his last company to Twitter. Outside of that, we've got 7 new business meetings this week between me and Kyle. I'm also going into Cardiff University to give a presentation to the senior leadership team on how we can help their university spin-outs, and our new mystery starter is coming into the office this morning. You are not going to want to miss this episode. The time is 7:53 and we are in our usual spot this morning, and I am feeling very productive. I hope Kyle is feeling very productive when he comes in, because we are going to get straight into it. So we've got a whiteboard training session, which you would have seen on every single week up until now, and you will continue to see. It's a great time for me to share some knowledge with Kyle, usually around sales, meetings, and nearly always business development. Outside of that, I'm going to be speaking to a number of candidates that I found over the weekend for this very urgent and very exciting vacancy that I've got with a Silicon-based startup. Kyle has one meeting as well. We might be able to get a little bit of content of that. And finally, we will be speaking to someone to be onboarded about this new CRM, which I mentioned in last week's video. After we've had that meeting, I will go onto the CRM and work my way around it, and I'll talk you through it, why we have chosen this one. It's called Atlas CRM, for anyone that isn't aware of that. And we'll look at the differences, and we'll also tell you why we might be looking to move forward. For now, let's get into the training. Mr. Roberts, good morning.
Okay.
And you? We're going to, for the next 15 minutes, cover new LinkedIn content and personal branding. Yeah, it's great. It definitely works. We've had inbound inquiries from it. We get compliments, if that's what you want to say, or we get acknowledgement. And with the new starter coming on board, we want to make sure that that person is aligned with what we want to post, and they know why they're posting it. Posting on LinkedIn is a big time investment. It doesn't cost anything, does it? But it is a lot of energy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So why do we do it?
Personality.
To get our personality across.
Mm-hmm. Prospects can view our testimonials or reviews.
Promote good work.
Lead gen, candidate gen.
And the only one you haven't covered, brand awareness. That's the main reason we post. These are all support brand awareness. They're all just as important as each other, yeah? Mm. 7, 8 different things that we could post on a weekly basis to get this across.
Testimonials.
So we can post testimonials, both candidate and client, yeah?
Mm-hmm. What you got up to over the weekend. Could be your hobbies.
Hobbies and interests is a good one.
New vacancy.
Yeah, we can post our new vacancies.
For lead gen.
This is one that I do, success stories. So writing in a story format about how you helped a client do something.
You're really good at that.
So you're talking data, you're talking, this was the problem. Sales content, very good. Well, you've had loads of good sales content. You've booked meetings. And I got so much good feedback from the good videos that I posted. And that guy even asked me to meet for lunch. He paid for lunch for me for an hour to talk about helping with sales content. Mm-hmm. So now that you're getting a bit of brand awareness and you're building your own personal brand, I reckon you can start showing people that you're actually good at sales now. Our clips from YouTube, also, Why is that really good? Have an understanding of who we are, how we communicate, and what's important to us.
Yeah, it's good insight.
Someone sees that instantly, Carl's credible. Yeah, that's a good point, I hadn't thought about that. If you post a meeting booking tomorrow, hopefully get that today, Thursday, and then Friday, I'll buy a coffee, and the video has seen that. Deal?
Deal.
Keep it on board, and I will do this again when the new start starts.
Sounds good.
Nice, let's have a good day. Very good today, yeah, very, very good. And you? This is going to be like a first round call just to find out just more about you, really. I can see you only recently started your most recent employment or a contract. How's the time been there? And then maybe also how comes you considering something else? Okay, all right, that sounds good. What would be the ideal next opportunity in terms of, whatever's important to you, whether that's industry, company size? We've covered tech stack, but yeah, anything else which is worth mentioning? It's exciting but scary at the same time. So I've got like 2 to 3 more calls. I'm only speaking to 4 people so far today. Hopefully, probably won't need to speak to any more. So I'll get back to you this afternoon. I think it's probably worth you checking out a job description, which I just need to put together. We've got it in like a basic text format. I've just got to include some extra bits of information. But that'll be this afternoon. So are you okay to hang tight until then, and I'll send you some information, give you a shout on LinkedIn. Would that be okay? I think that sounds like a plan. Kieran from LinkedIn. Obviously, I've done a very in-depth search I managed to find only 3 people who I think would be potential and worth a conversation, and you're one of those, so that's good news. It looks great. I've had a good read this morning in terms of like the amount of information. Good. You've gone into specific numbers and like savings and improvements, which is always good. You know, you've reduced times, you've built something in X amount of days. Just in terms of next steps, I'm happy to share your profile. I think it's well worth setting up a conversation, which we can definitely do this week. But when are you available to interview? Tomorrow or Wednesday? Then at 3 p.m. That's lovely. All right, appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Very good. Yeah. Sun's out again in South Wales. It's been a busy start to the week. Thanks for sending over your CV. I appreciate that. You obviously read through the job description as well, which is good. So just to recap on what you said then, what was your first thoughts on reading the job description? That sounds good. Loads of positive. I always love to hear that. So in terms of like your background in like the theoretical way of doing things and explaining that at a foundational level, is that something you enjoy, maybe even feel passionate about? Just to manage my expectations, is there any other applications that you've got ongoing which may take you off the market like this week? And then we can speak like before the interview and after the interview to make sure you're good and share some feedback after. Probably later today, I'll send you a message just letting you know what time we've booked you in, yeah? Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
Out of curiosity,
It's coming up to 10:30 and I've had 3 very productive calls this morning. That was from some of the work I did over the weekend for this new opportunity that we've got with a Silicon-based startup. The good news is 2 out of those 3 calls, I'm more than happy to send the candidate's profile across. A very good match, but almost exactly what we're looking for in terms of previous entrepreneurial experience, whether that's found in a company or found in a consultancy, compiler experience, extensive large language models, and JavaScript experts. So I should get a reply today, and I'm going to show you what he says to my first few submissions. So I'm putting my reputation on the line here and showing you what I can do within 48 hours of being over the weekend. We are about 20 minutes away from the new mystery starter coming into the office. He's going to be bringing some equipment to set up on his desk right next to me. And although we've been talking about him for a couple of weeks now, you probably know his name, Bailey. No one's seen his face, so let's see if he's willing to get on camera today.
Yeah, that's good.
Right, this is what you got to complete. Just a new starter checklist.
It's better than mine.
It's probably on par with yours, I reckon.
You reckon? Nervous here.
Nervous?
I don't get nervous.
So how else you been keeping busy, man, since we last seen you?
Reading more.
Oh yeah? Feeling better for it?
Yeah, sleeping better, I find.
Good. So it's Monday afternoon. We are still a little bit light on jobs and pipelines. So me and Kyle are both hitting the dialer. I'm going to go first. Kyle's going to go second. You're going to see both of our sales calls. More importantly, you're going to see who gets fobbed off the most. My name is Kieran O'Connor. I'm calling from a company called Place. I prefer to be very honest. If I told you this was going to be about technical recruitment, would you tell me there is no plans to scale at the minute? I appreciate the honesty. I guess hypothetically, you know, if those new projects go ahead and you need to bring in some new resources, do you work with external partners? You mentioned that you wouldn't be against it. You know, is it worth me calling back in maybe 3 months' time to see what the project pipeline is looking like? I'll send you an email so you got my details and call you closer to the time. I appreciate it. Tough call, that one. Not often that you hear that someone's never used an agency. Hello, it's Kieran O'Connor, calling from a company called Place. Oh, do you work in recruitment? Oh man, my data's all wrong. I've called another recruiter. I wish you all the best, man. Oh, mine is called Place. Yeah, I'll add you on LinkedIn. It'd be nice to see what a different recruiter does in a different country. Nice.
Yeah,
It's just
the
called
UK is
another recruitment business owner.
Our
Lusher.
biggest market, so
We've not spoken before, so I'd prefer to be very honest. If I told you this was a call about recruitment, would you tell me that there's no plans to hire right now? Oh, I thought you might say that. And if and when you do scale and you get some investment, just final question from me, do you have a strategy or do you have any external partners as well? Maybe I'll keep an eye out online for any updates and wish you all the best trying to raise some money in the meantime.
any good ones?
Yeah, one was he's a fractional CTO. He says 3 to 6 months, they've never used an agency. That is definitely going in the system and added to my folder. And then one other was a maybe. Now I'm going to hand over to the big man, Kyle, and he is going to book the first meeting live on video. So he's gonna be calling the UK, he's gonna be going for 45 minutes and he's gonna book a meeting. Let's see what he's got.
In terms of any sort of hiring, there's just no chance that you'd potentially work with a new agency at all. That cuts our conversation short. I appreciate the insight though. You take care, have a good day. You're not hiring, I see. And there's nothing on the cards for the next 6 to 12 months. Okay, I see. And would you say that you're against new agency relationships? No worries, I really appreciate the honesty. Take care, bye-bye.
I've told you this a few times, you speak way too loud. way too loud. Especially on a sales call, like a first sales call. What you need to do is tone down your voice. So when you speak next, just speak like this, like your normal tone. Just turn it down. And like in a normal conversation. For some reason, you go higher when you go on the.
I get excited when I speak to people.
Yeah, people don't want to speak to secretly loud people.
It's a good point. It's Kyle Roberts from Place. Do you have 30 seconds so I can share why I'm calling? I completely get that you obviously make one hire every 4 years. We both know that obviously sometimes you get churn and an employee ends up leaving. I am glad that you're not actually recruiting right now because some of my best success stories have actually come from when companies aren't actually hiring. I'd be happy to invest 30 minutes next week to see if we could help you with potential future hiring. If nothing comes of it, then I'm absolutely fine with that. But would you make time for that? Thursday at 10. I'll put you in for then. Yeah, man.
Nice. Well, the last call as well.
The last call.
Well done. First meeting of the day. How'd you feel?
Yeah, I feel good. It's been a tough day in terms of BD calls. A lot of people just fobbing me off, didn't want to speak to me, so that was challenging.
True.
Obviously, my tonality was off.
I know you hate hearing my feedback, but it works, doesn't it?
I don't hate hearing your feedback. I ask for it.
No, it's tough to hear, isn't it?
Oh yeah, of course it is.
It's tough.
Well done.
Well done. It worked.
It works.
It's not nice to be told you're speaking too loud, but if it works, it works.
100%.
You're working on it.
Kind of.
Well done. It's the end of Monday, but I couldn't go home without keeping you up to date on the 48-hour deadline that I've got for this new vacancy that I onboarded on Friday. Very, very important to me. Could be a real chance to open up some big doors on future recruitment and future relationships. So I invested a lot of time over the weekend and that's paid dividends. So I spoke to 3 different people. I spoke to 4 today, 7 in total. And out of those 7, I've been more than happy to share 2. Those 2 have gone across. And here is the email that you'll see on screen now of what I put across. I kept it very brief and very concise. I'm someone that practices brevity. At the bottom, you'll see that I've chosen the 4 locations that they have and put them in order in terms of talent available. Submitted these 2 profiles at 3:28. Only an hour and a half later, the founder has come back to me with some great feedback. I was quite ballsy and booked these into his calendar straight away. He did say I could if I was confident, and you know me, I was pretty confident. And as you'll see here, really appreciate you dropping them straight into my calendar. These are exactly the kinds of profiles I'm happy to get scheduled straight away. So to onboard a vacancy on Friday and by Monday at 5 p.m. have 2 interviews booked in for tomorrow, by the way, Tuesday the 20th, and some incredible feedback from an exceptional entrepreneur who sold his business to Twitter is just wonderful. If there's any one characteristic that I would say is a non-negotiable and everyone needs to have, is urgency. Getting stuff done quickly. If you've got an opportunity, jump at it. You know, to some people, this might be an opportunity that may feel out of reach. I know that I'm going to fill this vacancy, and I know that this vacancy is going to open doors for me in the business moving forward. So tomorrow is Tuesday, and the deadline continues. We've got 24 hours to find one more person, and we've also got these 2 interviews, so we're going to feedback tomorrow, so you can keep up to date with how we're getting on. Good morning, how are you? I wanted to do a brief call to see if you had a chance to read through, first and foremost. Did you see my email with all the information? We send a custom-made email on every single interview. So I'm glad it's helped you. But it sounds like you're all set then, so I wish you the best of luck. I really, really hope it goes well. I'll give you a call in early into the afternoon so we can share some feedback. But I wish you the best of luck and I'll speak to you later today. Good morning to you. Only a short call this morning. I want to go over that email I sent you yesterday. Make sure that you are happy with everything I mentioned. It's really going to be about your foundational knowledge and your theory behind your work more than anything. All right, wish you the best of luck and I will speak to you later today. Good. Well, thanks for going back to my message so quickly yesterday. It was nice to see the response. It was a bit of a sniper shot from my side. I noticed that you aren't open to work, but you had a very impressive profile. So Maybe the job description might clear up a few of those points, but I do agree we could probably get a one-liner to clearly articulate what is going to be the reason and where you'd fit in. So take a read of that first and foremost, and then if you think it's, oh yeah, I would actually like to move forward, I'll do the rest and speak to the founder and say, hey, can we answer this question? Which won't be a problem, that's fine. Yeah, sounds good. That sounds like a plan. Well, I appreciate your honesty and I will speak to you very, very soon. The time is 11:27 and this morning I had no time to give you an overview of today. I come into the office and got straight into it. So you would have seen some content around me doing my interview preparation calls. Those are really important calls for us where we call any candidate that has an interview on this day and we walk through 5 to 10 minutes of interview preparation with them. We ask them about the email we sent across. Are they happy with it and do they understand it? Secondly, we give them some inside information about the founder, the hiring team, or any sort of like background information on raising investment. And lastly, we ask for any final questions before we wish them all the best and let them attend the interview before speaking to them after. We've got an exciting afternoon at 12 o'clock, which is around 30 minutes away. I am meeting Joe, the video editor. 2 mics now, so we're going to do some strategy talking, some creative thinking, and you'll be very fortunate to hear what we talk about. 2 o'clock, I've got a podcast with Amma, the founder of Final Rentals, a well-known person here in South Wales who's doing some great stuff for the ecosystem, flying the flag, and also got a very successful business. At 4 p.m, I'm meeting someone very special, although I can't say who, and I'll be very unlikely to get any content, but I will do a talk from the podcast to the coffee in the car and give you a rundown of what to expect. So this afternoon is looking pretty juicy, but for now, let's go see what Joe's got to say. Just waiting down in Kinninilk, Joe, the big man, has turned up just on time after he was late in the first meeting. I'm sure he won't mind me saying that. So we're going to talk strategy, content, and you are going to see it all. So let's get it. The big man. No hat today.
You okay? I know.
Yeah.
I thought I'd give that off.
This
I'm
is
enjoying
new to
it,
you,
yeah.
isn't it? This
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
like a different
I'm
sort of
into it,
thing.
man.
Yeah.
I'm there practicing sales calls.
Get trained by me. You know?
Get trained by you.
I don't know if you've seen in my notes that we've had 3 people message me saying, hey, enjoyed the content, can you get some more sales in the next one? So last week we did 3 sales days. This week we done it yesterday, we're going to do it every day. We're going to show fob offs, we're going to show good calls.
Yeah.
And,
it's important too, isn't it?
That's it. I want to see what people want to see. So if people want to see more sales content, cool, we'll both get mic'd up.
It's like changing those words really makes a difference.
Yeah.
So,
you're learning, man. You're a free coach. You're literally a free coach.
I don't know what it is, yeah.
That's good, mate. I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, more sales content. Loads of good feedback as well, which is nice.
all these YouTube channels you see, every video is like 400k views, 500k views. They would have all had nothing. And then when they get that one that bangs or start picking up traction, everyone goes back and picks up the views on them. So it's like a series they can watch back on. Obviously, the one thing I would say maybe you could start doing, like I spoke to you before about like adding a hook at the start.
Done it this week.
Yeah?
Yeah.
A summary before the intro.
Yeah. And then the intro, like me at the desk. That's what I've done this week.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Nice.
Just touched down in beautiful Newport. Some lovely people in the city centre. I'm about 5 minutes away from the podcast. Sun's out, Tom Ford's out. Let's absolutely get it. Some gigs, Amma. We've got a sponsor at the minute, which is some electrolytes, which are good for dehydration. So they're yours to take. So that's a bottle. Wow. And then there's some flavours there. I think there's 8 different flavours. Oh, wow. So you can try them and let me know what you think. Are you happy to talk about the journey so far? You know, where you started out, how we got up to Final Rentals?
Yeah, anything, no problem at all.
Cool. Yeah. Just finished the podcast and I am cutting it so fine on this last meeting of the day. Note to self, please hold me accountable to never ever book 3 meetings in a row on an afternoon. 1 at 12, 1 at 2, 1 at 4, especially if you're traveling in between places, Kieran. Not a wise idea. Satnav says I'm going to get there with 4 minutes to spare. I'm already late because in my book I talk about being 15 minutes early to everything, especially your first meeting. So that's out the window. The 4 minutes to spare, I've still got to park up, get a ticket and walk across. So I might do a calculated risk and park on double yellows. Famous last words, but I'd rather get a £70 ticket than be 1 minute late to a meeting. So you are either going to see me a happy man or a very unhappy man in about an hour's time. not actually going to believe this. That meeting was cancelled. On the way back to the car, I see the 2 traffic wardens walk past and park on double yellows.
Double yellows. Double yellows.
Thank you. I knew I was going to get this. I would have been happy with that ticket if it meant I wasn't late. And I wasn't late. I ran to the coffee shop, turned up 2 minutes and they weren't there. Messaged them, called them. Turns out at 2:30, whilst I was in the podcast, they emailed me to say they need to cancel and rearrange. However, I've got 2 interview feedback calls to do now to go back to make sure the interviews went really well for that new company I brought on. Yeah, not happy about that one. Just got back home after my cancelled meeting and I am about to pay this, reluctantly. But I'm also about to call the 2 candidates who interviewed today. I've had an email already from the founder saying they were both great. Am I free for a quick call? That was 2 hours ago and I was in a podcast. But I've arranged to speak to him at 6:15. In the meantime, it's going to be a very, very good idea for me to get the candidates' feedback to see if they're interested in moving forward. So let's see what they say. It's Kieran O'Connor. Are you free to chat for a few minutes? Lasted 1 hour, you said. Well, that's really good news. Was it a talk around like your foundational knowledge and the theory behind your work? Okay, cool. So I'll get some feedback at 6:15 today and I will give you a message in the morning and we can arrange a time to chat and talk about the next steps. Bye-bye. First good call, that candidate is even more interested. They spoke for 60 minutes rather than 30. He's already told him he's going to be going through to the second stage, which is great news. About to call the second person. I'm hoping for a double whammy. Very good, man, and you? Well, that's as good as it gets, I think. Yeah, inviting you to the second stage on the first stage, it doesn't get much better than that. Good, that's really good news. Sounds good. Well, I just want to say thanks for your time so far and, in the process. And yeah, let's keep moving forward in a positive manner. Enjoy yourself. I'll speak to you tomorrow. The time is 6:20 and I am waiting to hear from this founder who said he was going to give me a call around 6:15 after his meeting had finished. The good thing is I already know it's positive feedback. Number 1, from the email that you've seen earlier in the video. Number 2, I've already spoken to the candidates and both of them agreed not only that the call went well, but that the founder said he was going to move them through to the second stage. So this is just verbal confirmation that that's going to be the plan. And I'll show you a snippet of that call, see how this call goes. Good afternoon. That's okay, you're a busy man. I understand the schedule. How did the interviews go today? I seen your email say it was great. Can you give me a short rundown on both of them individually? Top of the rankings. That's good news, and that was in less than the weekend, so I'm really pleased with that. Should we look to do tomorrow or Thursday if they can? I've actually spoken to 9 in total now, but these 2 are the strongest by far. Less than a day's notice is not good, so let's go for Friday, and then me and you can speak later in the week. See ya, bye. The feedback from the founder was very good, as you might have heard. So he ranks people in soft yes, hard yes, and strong. Both of these fell into the strong category. One of them, the first interview, was in the top 4 people he's interviewed for this role. The second person was the strongest person he's interviewed yet. And these were found by me in 48 hours, which is really, really good. So I've got to book those final stages tomorrow. I've also got to book another final stage tomorrow. I have 2 meetings tomorrow. So for now, I need to go and relax and read my book. So I'll see you in the morning. It's Wednesday, 8:33, and Kyle's got some good updates from yesterday. I think he spoke to 2 different clients, and we're going to find out just how close he is to hopefully closing some new business.
We've been chasing the one client I can't name, of course, but you know who I'm referring to, for quite some time now. He mentioned to me that he was looking for 2 customer success and a customer success administrator. Obviously that's an area that we've had success before. We've been chasing him for a while now. He's a little bit hesitant because he's got other agencies promising him 6 months rebate, as well as putting CVs in front of him before signing the agreement. I agreed with him on the phone that I could share some profiles with him of candidates that we've worked with no details, of course, so he can review. I did make it clear to him on the phone that these candidates wouldn't be up to his specification, because we're not going to go out to the market and actively start speaking to candidates until we have that agreement in place. Within the hour, I submitted 4 profiles to him so he could review the level of candidates that we work with, as well as outlining that if we did get the agreement back, then we'd be able to go to market and find him candidates who have his industry experience that he's looking for. Yes, we had a meeting with, surprisingly, with his startup off an email. Really good meeting. Managed to get the whole framework out, set the expectations, asked lots of questions, asked him if he was good for time. I needed to give him that little bit more of conviction. Because when we discussed next steps and he asked about pricing, I said that I can walk you through it. He said, I'd much prefer it in an email. He's working with another agency, but they're not delivering the right candidates. But he said he doesn't think it's actually down to the agency. He thinks it's down to himself. The agency probably isn't working, but it was very much like he was trying to protect them because he'd been working with them for so long.
And what's the next steps?
Next step, speak on Friday, whether he decides to move forward or not.
And I guess final update, short one, how was it with Adrian yesterday?
It went really well.
Yeah.
Very supportive. Obviously, I've never worked with sort of like a non-exec director. Asked me what was going well, what isn't going so well. Tried to give me some advice on how to counteract it. So yeah, really productive overall.
Good. Any takeaways?
Stop focusing on the outcome and just focus on the process, yes, but getting the task done to a good level. Don't worry about the end result.
Let's get to work, and the next time you see Kyle on the camera will be for sales this afternoon, and he's going to book a meeting. The time is 10:56, and this morning you would have heard me speaking to Kyle, hearing about yesterday's activities. He had a very good day overall, but the two highlights were things that you heard, with one being a meeting, which may turn into some business, and the second was a call, which he's been chasing down. I am 2 minutes away from my first meeting of the day, so today I'm meeting Nick. Nick's been very helpful with me, and we've met for free coffees, and he's been very generous and introduced me to his predecessors at Cardiff University. They help and guide and mentor the university spin-outs, so they support the R&D and hopefully transition them as a university startup into a spin-out to raise money and actually go into an actual business. So we're going to talk about what sort of value I can add to them. So me and Nick are going to be talking through that, and he's going to give me some advice on what they might want to hear and what he thinks I can best do. After that, we're going to hit the phones, and you are going to see me and Kyle book a meeting. And this afternoon, 2 o'clock, we have Mark coming in, the non-exec director, so that should be interesting. Nick, hello. I'll have a oat milk cappuccino. I'm that guy. Thank you.
What is that?
People want to see different, different settings that you're in. So, like, they want to see maybe the week in the life content. Maybe they want to listen to a podcast. Maybe they want to check out the book. Yeah. And all of a sudden, before I got there, they trust me. Yeah. This is really a long-term investment, though. It really is, because, like you said, with your experiences of the agencies previously, transactional is bums on seats. It's like the trigger is we have a vacancy. Yeah. Then you reach out to an agency, they fill it, and you never speak to them again. Yeah. Like, we're trying to be way more than that. We're looking at years rather than months, you know? The time is 1 p.m. We've both just had lunch and are fully energized to hit the phones for some BD. I'm meeting Mark in 2 hours, so I'm going to do the first BD hour and try and book a meeting. I'll then pass the camera over to big man Kyle, and he will show you his new opener and also try and book a meeting. So let's get straight into it. Kieran O'Connor, calling from a company called Place. We've not spoken before, so I prefer to be very honest.
Richard?
I told you it was going to be a call about complex technical recruitment. Would you tell me there's no plans to scale at the minute? It's tough at the minute. Is that the biggest roadblock for you? Project wins and new clients? Oh no. Okay, sorry to hear that. Not nice to hear about businesses, you know, having to go the opposite way, really. I'll add you on LinkedIn. I'd love to support this journey from afar. You know, I wish you all the best in trying to win some new business. It's another one who's making some layoffs, mate. All too common at the minute, isn't it? It really is. It's not nice.
The one that I've been, it's Carl Roberts from Place. We've not spoken, but I am going to be very honest with you. This is a cold call of sales. Do you have 30 seconds so I can share why I'm calling?
It was a hybrid opener, was it?
Oh, I know, I bottled it at the beginning, didn't I? I went all over the shop.
That was about 4 openers in one. You actually did save it really well. I'll be very honest, this is a cold call of sales.
Yeah, I know.
A cold call of sales. And he actually said yes, you can have 30 seconds, fair play. This is a cold call of sales. That's the best one I've ever heard. That's for you, please. It's working very good. Yeah, well, that's good. I'm glad that you found the partner you can rely on. Has there ever been a time where that supplier hasn't provided what you needed and the service you wanted? Not yet. Would you ever be open to working with a UK-based company? You're a happy man for now, and that's the main thing. So I'll send you an email and I'll include our YouTube, my book, and some of our reviews. You don't have to reply to it, but just keep that on board. And if things don't plan out, just bear us in mind and we can sort of pick up another call if that's all right with you. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it. Bye-bye. Right, that is nearly 1 hour of my BD time. I got through to 9 people and had 4 good conversations. 3 of those are on camera and 1 of them was off camera, sadly. Kyle is going to take the lead. He's calling the EU at the minute, and let's see if he can have any good conversations, and more importantly, if he can book a meeting.
How many calls did you get through?
9, and 4 of those are pretty good calls who are going in the pipeline right now.
Do you have 30 seconds so I can share why I'm calling? Well, we've been partnering with companies who usually have one of the following 2 problems. They either have an agency or an internal talent team who usually do a pretty good job, but sometimes struggle with the more complex hires, or they've been doing recruitment themselves through LinkedIn adverts, but seem to be getting a lot of irrelevant candidates. But Dale, I have a feeling you're going to tell me that none of this is actually relevant to you. What specifically did they help you with? 3,000 devs. These people, did you bring them in on a contract basis or a permanent basis? Has there ever been a time where they haven't delivered on your expectations? Not yet. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, your other agency wasn't able to fulfill on the roles or your requirements. Would you be open to a conversation? I've just sent you a connection request on LinkedIn. I'll send you a follow-up email just so we've got each other's contact details, and yeah, if there's anything we can help you with, then by all means feel free to reach out. You take care, enjoy the rest of your week.
Sound pretty good, mate?
Yeah, he said, I really liked your sales pitch. He said, I wish I was recording the phone call because I'd steal it.
Nice, that's a good compliment.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
I was like, whoo!
Here I am again, down in the coffee shop. I always feel like I've got to speak quiet with the mic on. It seems to be very, very loud. And Mark's here already. Let's go let him in.
I watched the
second one, yeah.
It was interesting because I thought it was obviously an up and down week, so everything was great. And then on the Friday, clearly you got the bad news.
Lost a lot of
You
pipeline.
lost the thing, and you could see it in your face.
Yeah,
The
it's a tough one. It
disappointment
was a tough
and
one.
everything like that, and it's like that's what resilience is all about.
Yeah.
The reality is you can't take rejection in this sector that you've chosen to operate. You might as well give up now.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's like that every single week. That was a bigger hit than usual, particularly because we had final stages. It was well past the onboarder stage, so that's just the game. But you talk about resilience. The following week, I picked up the phone and I've pulled a new vacancy, which you might have seen, which would be around a £25,000 fee for a Silicon-based startup. Spoke to the founder of the company, and we're at second stage interviews already.
What, based in San Francisco?
Yeah, cold calling. Fully remote. We can hire in Switzerland, Dubai, Oakland, or the UK. And I've come in against another agency. I worked over the weekend. 2 people in. One of them is the 4th best person he's ever seen, and the other one is the best person he's seen out of 10 people in this round. And I've done it over the weekend. The time is 4:30, and this is the same time that we do our weekly call coaching sessions every single week. We're going to break down the calls, assess tonality, objection handling, and particularly the openers. Let's get it.
Hello, Stefan. Yeah, this is Stefan. I know this call is out of the blue, but you have 30 seconds so I can share what I'm calling? Yeah. I have a feeling you're going to tell me that none of this is actually relevant to you. Not much recruiting at this moment. Honestly, I'm not interested. Has there ever been a time where you've had sort of like a complex hire which takes you a little bit longer to fill, which was a bit more of an urgent hire? Not yet. Not interested really. How are you finding the market at the moment? The data science is okay, customer success is okay. It would be different, right, if we would hire like 10 people a month. That's not the case for us. So we're growing cost efficiently and we're doing it internally. So I think, I think it's a waste of your time to move forward down this conversation as well. So just one last question before you go. I know that you mentioned there that you're growing gradually. What would you say if I could put a product in front of you that we offer, which essentially would save you anywhere from 20 to 40% on recruitment costs? Would that be of interest to you? No, not really. If I would go external, I would do it with a local party. Wow, my pitch must have been that bad, eh? The pitch was good. The pitch was good. But I think,
Right, we'll start with the bad. So, got his name incorrect at the beginning.
Yeah.
Probably not always the best start to any cold call. Didn't sit on the new hires. I didn't actively listen there. There was two topics that I didn't pick up on.
Again.
I know.
Week 4 this is, and that was the first thing I wrote down.
Delivery was good.
Yeah, the pitch was good at the beginning. I like that. The tonality was good. The other good thing was the curiosity. I liked how you... It wasn't the right place to ask it. It's really could have been a little bit better. But it was a good question. How you find the market at the minute? You tell me the different areas that are doing okay. And the other good thing was the one last question. The not so goods, or things to work on still, windows and doors and active listening. All you need to do is hear one thing that interests you. It started really good. And then it turned into like a sales pitch.
Yeah.
It was like, what would you say if I could put something in front of you that saved 20 to 40% right now? All I need is your card details. He was like, nah, I wouldn't be interested. It sounds salesy, didn't it?
Yeah.
20 to 40% right now.
Well, I didn't say it with that tone happened.
No, but like, it sounded like that. Overall, pretty good call. Opener was good. Call started really well. And yeah, I think the questions were good, just need a bit more active listening. Let's go to mine.
I told you this was a call about complex technical recruitment. Would you tell me there is no plans to hire at the moment?
Well, we actually do have a ongoing hire that is already placed on a headhunter.
So I'm a little bit late to the party.
Indeed, you are.
I'm glad that you found a part that you can rely on. I guess just to help me understand it, do you think has there ever been a time where that supplier hasn't provided what you...
Not yet. I've basically done just one hire through him, and that was a great success.
Is there any more planned hiring for the rest of the year?
You know, somewhere in the closer to end of the year, not sooner. And there, I think that we are maximum one or two.
The partner that you're working with, are they also UK-based who work internationally, or are they local to you?
They are more local, not UK-based.
Okay. And would you ever be open to work with a UK-based company?
Yeah, why not? Why not? If I need to have let's say, multiple sources to find or then of course I'm open. But I said I'm happy with the way that they're working.
Well, I'll send you an email and I'll include our YouTube, my book that's available on Amazon, some of our reviews. You don't have to reply to it, but just keep that on board. And if things don't plan out as it sounds like it's going really well, just bear us in mind, and you can we can talk about that call if that's all right with you.
Feedback on that then, please, sir?
I think you could have booked a meeting there.
Potentially, yeah, I was thinking the same thing actually, towards the end of it, yeah.
I reckon you would have 100% said yes.
Yeah, missed the meeting request there.
Opener was really good. You transitioned from topic to topic very well. There was active listening there, and you displayed industry knowledge, which I think probably brought you some brownie points as well.
But I think the opener was good, the mirroring was good. Like I was just repeating everything that he said, right? He was a happy man and all this sort of stuff. That is the end of call coaching and the end of Wednesday. We will see you on Thursday. Good morning. The time is 6:11 and it's Thursday. It's a very early start for me today. The sun is shining already and it's coming through the window. No complaints, but I've decided to wear my new glasses indoors to get the most value for my money. They've got like a navy tint on them, so I'm feeling the vibes today. Kind of like vibe coding, but we're recruiting, so it's vibe recruiting. We just pick people on vibes and hope they work out. Here I am at Cardiff University. I have been looking forward to this meeting all morning, preparing. Got my slide deck ready, and I've just realised that I am unlikely to be able to get any content. Number one, because it's confidential what we're going to be sharing, and number two, I'm sure they don't want their faces out on my YouTube just yet. So yeah, I'm going to have to walk in the building, show you around, see if we get some footage of what this new university building looks like. I will do my best to get as much as I can. I will then do a short debrief after in the car, let you know what we spoke about, what some of the problems that university are facing and how we might be able to support them. So I'm feeling good, looking forward to this interview. Let's see how it goes. That is my 30-minute meeting done with Cardiff University. Ran over by 5 minutes or so that's a good sign. The presentation went well. I shared all the different service offerings that we've got and how we are helping startups outside of just transactional bums on seats recruitment. They asked 5 questions at the end. That's always a good indicator of a good presentation or meeting, is if they ask questions. And they are going to introduce me to 2 startups. I think one is trying to raise capital. They've had a few grants. I think they're post-revenue as well, which is good. And the second one is looking for a CEO. Just seen my mate there. Had to stop the video. Yeah, back to the office, sales calls, candidate work, busy afternoon. Let's get some desk action. Bish, bash, bosh. We're back in the office, and the first thing to do is check emails. First email I see, we've got an offer, which I wasn't expecting. So I thought I'd put the glasses on and just vibe offer. So this is where we just pick up the phone and just vibe it out. Let's see if he'll accept. I love being a vibe recruiter, you know. Hello, it's Kieran O'Connor. So they want to make you the offer. What's your first reaction to it? Well, that's all the practice has paid off. Let them know that you're very happy with the offer. You're going to go away and think about it. You need to do some workings out. So you want me to go back and ask what the split is between manual and automation, and then ask if there's any training on the automation side as well. If I don't speak to you tomorrow, I'll speak to you on Monday, yeah? That's going to be a accept, I think. He's got one more interview, which he's had yesterday. Tomorrow is Friday. You might see an accept on this. If not, it might be next week, but I'll keep you updated. I'm very good today, and you? Thanks for your patience. I just heard back from the team, Monday the 2nd or Tuesday the 3rd. So let's go for 2 p.m. Is that okay? Cool. So I'll get that booked in now, but I'll give you a call towards the end of next week. We'll arrange a time to speak so I can help you out with some like last minute prep. See you later. Bye-bye. I'll be very honest. If I said the call was going to be about complex technical recruitment, would you tell me there's no plans to hire at the minute? Thank you. That's the shortest conversation. So not interested, bye. Just out of pure curiosity, what was the process of bringing those 4 people into the business? Oh wow, so you've got best of both worlds. Someone that's got agency background, but they're working for you. Final question, do you think there will ever be a time that the agency partner might need some support from an external partner? Not in the next 6 months. Okay, cool, I'll send you a connection request, and well done on the recent raise as well. That's a great amount of money. Just raised £7 million seed for the company. Hello, I called you. Thanks for the call back. I'm going to go super specific. I'm going to say complex technical. Tomorrow's. I appreciate the honesty. I guess final thing, when you do go external, what do they do so well for you to only stay with them? Can I ask one question out of pure curiosity? You've called me back, so I can't see your position. Are you, I imagine, the CEO, maybe executive? And one bit of advice: how on earth do you go from 400 million to 1.2 billion in 5 years? What's the one thing you can tell me as a business owner? Incredible. Yeah, I'll add you now. Sounds good. Good to chat. You sound like a fair guy, so let's keep in contact. See ya. Bye. What a boss.
Do you have 30 seconds so I can share why I'm calling? You're a one-man show. Is that on sort of like a contract basis, or are you in startup mode? I see. How are you finding the market at the moment? Is there any sort of plans to scale up over the next year or so? That makes sense. Bye-bye. 176 dials, 9% connection rate. Average conversation rate, 67%.
Hello, it's Kieran O'Connor. Well, I just wanted to make sure that we're all on the same page for tomorrow's interview. So just to give you the overview, there's going to be an hour. There's four 15s, right? So general knowledge, system design and architecture. That is the only one that's going to be interactive. AI and that, large language models, and the last one is software languages. If you're in at 4 o'clock tomorrow, you'll be finishing at 5. You're going to be free for a call, say 5:30. I'll send you a text tomorrow to say good luck and wish you all the best, and then me and you'll speak tomorrow in the afternoon. I won't keep you too long, just a short call, and I can send you an email after to make sure we're on the same page for tomorrow. It's a 1 hour interview, and it's broken up into 4 sections. Yeah. Are you feeling confident? I feel confident for you. The feedback was very, very good. So I hope it goes well. Oh, did you really? Good, that means a lot. I really appreciate that. I will wish you the best of luck tomorrow. Me and you will speak at around 11:30. Cool. Have a good evening. You too. See ya. Friday, 10 to 8, and the sun is shining, so me and Kyle agreed to go for a 5K this morning. We do this twice a month, where we go for a 5K run, always on a Friday, to get those endorphins flowing, ready for a big BD day. Quick prep check today. Super Blast 2s, cherry red. That's the only running trainer I wear. You might have seen in the first video. Prep check. Super Blast 2s. Feeling good. How far are we doing today?
5k PB, isn't it?
5k PB. Carl's got a PB of 22 mins. Probably a bit too hot for that, isn't it? Do you think? Oh, it's hot out there.
No, Mark. It is well hot. Might be too hot.
We'll see you in 22 minutes. Right, we're back. Electrolytes. Use the QR code for 10% off. There we go, mate. Raspberry, get that in you. We went for a PB of 22 minutes. What do we get?
22:39.
22:39, which is still a PB.
Still a PB, but
Harder than you thought?
solid. Stomach was killing.
Yeah.
Horrendous.
Still a PB though, mate?
Still gonna book a meeting though.
Yeah, bosh. So get ready for the last day of the week. I am feeling hopeful that we can close that offer today, which you've seen me deliver yesterday. We've also got 2 second stage interviews for the Silicon startup that I mentioned earlier in the week. Outside of that, we haven't got any meetings today. We've booked quite a few this week, so we're going to be hitting the phones again, trying to bring in some new pipeline. I've got a couple of final stages to book. We'll be planning for next week as well, setting some new goals. Let's get it. Hello. Pretty good. Yeah, onboarded a couple of people into the business, so we are going in the right direction. Yeah, I've heard it 5, 6, 7 times this week about deals taking longer to close. I mean, investments hard to get. Two startups we actually spoke to are winding down as well and actually closing up, which is sad to hear, you know. Yeah, it's one thing after another though, right? Businesses have just got to say, look, we're moving forward regardless. I see all the content anyway, so I'll keep an eye out on that. I'll show my support, likes, and all the rest of it. And then, yeah, maybe I'll give you a call towards, where are we now? Coming up to June, maybe like middle of July, end of July. See what's going on, see if there's anything in the pipeline that we might be able to partner on. Yeah, have a good weekend as well, and we'll speak sometime soon. So Kyle's had an email back from a CEO of a startup that he's been prospecting. Sent a good email earlier in the week or last week?
Last week.
Sent across some information, was asked to follow up again today. We have. Kyle sent an email and he replied in
4 minutes.
4 minutes. That is the biggest signal we're ever going to get. So the email was quite short and Kyle's putting together a response right now. I want to share Kyle's approach and how he's going to reply to this email to prompt the best response and essentially get the vacancies on board. So here's the CEO's email. We asked them if they were happy to move forward and engage us on a project. His very short response was, yes, please, what do you need from me? So there's a lot of different avenues that we can go down from here. And Kyle's first response is this. Talk me through your response. What did you do before that? If we're being honest.
Was very long-winded and I basically wasn't answering his questions. So I scrapped it all off.
Yeah.
And I picked up on, obviously, he's not necessarily been short with me, but very direct and straight to the point. So I was like, right, I'm going to take the same approach, which I've put, obviously just state the facts. We need to get the agreement in place first, which I've attached here just to save time. The sooner we get this agreement in place, the sooner we can start searching for you.
So first things first, well done on mirroring. Yeah, that's the main thing here. If he's been short with you, I say this all the time, right? Stereotypically, he's a CEO of a company. What's he probably going to be?
Busy.
And on a psychology perspective,
red.
A red, yeah? I'm a red, short and to the point. Yeah, you're also a red.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you can go overcompensate on the other side of things. If he writes an email like that, he wants an email like that back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you've done the right thing there, so good. What else have you done in this email?
Told him that we need the agreement signed.
And you've attached it?
Not yet. I'm in the process of drafting it up now.
Cool. So that's a good next step. Yeah, because rather than say we need an agreement, going back and wait for a prompt, you've sent it, which is great. So what I would do, I'm sure you were going to do this anyway, send it as a PDF.
And then send it
straight
on
away.
e-signature as
Send
well.
it on e-signature.
Yeah.
You get 2 emails in his inbox then right away. Okay. The only thing that I think could change is the last part. So the sooner we get this agreement in place, the sooner we can start searching for you. What else could we say? How could we be more forward there? You mind me going on the keyboard? So I would put so that. So the whole thing in the email is great, yeah? The sooner we get the agreement in place, the sooner we can start searching. Facts, yeah? But
we need instructions.
The best case scenario from this is he signs the agreement, yeah? Then what happens? So rather than him being like, I've signed the agreement, what do I do? He's going to say, I signed the agreement. Right, they're going to read it over the weekend. They're going to start on Monday and have a shortlist by Friday next 4 days. Wow, okay, we'll sign this right now.
Creating the urgency.
For sure, yeah. I think we want the vacancies, don't we? You want the vacancies. He's ready to go. You said yes, please. There's one more thing that I think we can do to be a bit more urgent. It's a top secret and I'm giving it away for free. I used it last week and it worked really, really well. So you'll see that Kyle is putting a last statement in it that says no nasties in here. The only ones that are relevant to you are. So the reason we're doing this is to highlight the only clauses that people care about.
Payment.
Yeah.
Rebate.
Yeah.
Payment terms.
Exactly that. So how much do they have to pay us? When do they have to pay us? And how much accountability and security have they got if the hire goes wrong? The rest is there for security. When this person, the CEO of a company, is going to be very, very busy, reads this email, read it as if you were the CEO. And then is there anything you're not sure on? You personally, because if there is, then we can change it right now.
Well, that can just come out now.
That can come out, yeah.
So let's take that out now whilst we're here. Yeah, it's just very straightforward and clear.
Yeah, so here's the agreement. When you sign and return it today, then share the JDs, then we'll review them, then we'll have a shortlist. Here's the clauses you need to look at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you're on autopilot, which he probably is, you can just read it and be like, yeah, right, these clauses, sign. Then also follow up with the electronic copy.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah, and then we're good to go, get the JDs, and then we can start a project.
Sweet.
That's how to be very, very, very forward in an email.
Jesus
on camera
Christ.
as well. All right, that's it. Time to pause the podcast. We've got Harry Stebbins, 20 VC, Duolingo co-founder today. Fair play, Harry. You get some absolute beasts. Not that he's going to see that, like he watches this week in the life. But that's where we're going to be soon. We're going to be aspiring to get some guests like that. For now, it is time for sales. We're going to be doing some warm sales. Say warm. We're going to be calling people who we've spoken to before, either had a good conversation and asked for a call back, or fobbed us off. We're still going to call them back. The call always depends on where you catch that person in their day. I've had some very, very good calls when I've actually called someone back after they fobbed us off. So let's see how they go. After that, we're going to hit the dialer. There was 2 or 3 people that messaged me last week and 1 this week asking for more sales content. I think we've overcompensated this week. We do sales every day anyway, but we've done loads of sales this week. Kyle's booked 7 meetings for the month, but 2 this week. I booked 14 meetings this month as well. We've had some good calls, we've had some bad calls, but that's the game we're in. Before I tell you about what's going on next week, let's hit sales for the afternoon. Hello, it's Kieran O'Connor here, calling from a company called Place over in Cardiff. I called you at a very bad time about 3-4 weeks ago. I was very honest there, and I'll be honest again as well. The call was about technical recruitment. I guess this is the part where you tell me there's no recruitment. Is there anything on your roadmap over the next few months to change up? It depends. We've got 3 different service models. And all 3 suit different companies at different stages of when they're growing. So we only cover like complex tech, so the harder the better really. It's kind of good that you're not recruiting, because if you were, I'm a bit late to the party then. I'd be open to talking you through something in a bit more detail, only 30 minutes online. I think you make some time for that over the next couple of weeks. I get it. Final question for me, what sort of triggers can I keep an eye out for online to maybe send you an email again? I'll send over our YouTube a copy of my book, our reviews, and some testimonials as well. You can take a look at all that. I appreciate your honesty. It's been nice to speak to you, and I'll send it across now. That was a decent call.
Yeah?
That was a decent call, yeah. You fobbed me off hard last time. And you said, next time we post an advert, give me a call, even if I put no agencies at the bottom.
So, at the beginning of this list, there was 118 contacts that were ringing across UK and Europe, which are 11 to 50 employee headcounts, with total revenue of up to 10 million. So we've had a few interesting conversations, 1 FU, and a few follow-ups. So we shall see where they go, but I'm still optimistic that we're going to book a meeting on this Friday evening with 17 calls left to go.
Go on, lad. Bosh.
La Bosh. I know this call is out the blue, but I am calling for a very specific reason. Do you have 30 seconds so I can share why I'm calling? Are you hung up on me again? Do I sound off?
No, I don't think so.
Stianos. I'm calling from a company called Place. We're actually a startup, so I don't think you would have actually heard of us before. We've been partnering with companies who usually have one of the following 2 problems. I'm not saying that you have a problem.
If you want some, I'll give it you.
But I'm trying to find out if you do and if there's a way that we could potentially support you. Thank you. Last attempt. Oh, this guy's not answering this PST. It's gonna be like 9 AM. No! Connection rate was really good though. Well, that's the end of the session.
The time is 3 minutes past 4, and me and Kyle are going to go through end of week review for him. We're going to assess the data for the 3 things that we're measuring at the minute.
3 KPIs that we're measuring is meetings, leads, and sales calls. Target for meetings 3, leads 6.25, basically 7. Connected sales calls 50. Where we landed this week is 3 meetings booked, 4 leads pulled, and 35 connected sales calls.
Well done on the meetings. That's really good. Leads. I thought I heard you pull quite a few leads this week.
Like multiple for one company, but in terms of individual companies, not so many.
And why are you pulling leads? Or why are you trying to find leads on a weekly basis?
Because it's new business opportunities for us.
Sure. Have you had any success with any leads that you've pulled recently?
Yes, the one that were waiting to return the terms of business who said that they wanted to move forward, that was a lead.
We've got like 7 vacancies at the minute.
7 vacancies, thought I'd reach out to them, and they said to me that the only reason why they responded to us was because we're speaking to candidates that they've already seen, so our standards must be as high as theirs.
That's exactly why we do it. So yeah, so what's gone not so well this week?
The one client who didn't see the value in partnering with us,
yeah,
that's probably the biggest loss because he had 3 roles which we've recently had success in. So
what have you learned from that? We try and learn from every single thing we do, right?
I think I'm still thinking about it with too much emotion to actually take a lesson from it at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I need to simmer off a little bit,
yeah,
and then reanalyze.
Sure, yeah, take your emotion out of it. This week has genuinely been the best week on BD, I'd say.
I feel like I've really been in a flow state with it this week.
You have, yeah. Because you do reps every single day now. You're hearing the same things. You're getting your opener out every single time. You're still getting hang-ups. Still getting people saying no. But I think this was the best week you've had. But no, well done this week, man. The BD's been really, really good. Genuinely, I've seen a big difference over the last couple of weeks. Well done.
Go on, lad.
Nice one. That's it. That's the end of the vlog. That's the end of week 4. I can't believe I've been recording for a whole month. Time's absolutely flown by. End of this week's been pretty tough, I'm going to be honest. Anyone who's following me or connected on LinkedIn would have noticed my post. I'm very transparent about some of the difficulties we've had with managing clients' expectations, lack of urgency for them, meetings cancelled, and expected pipeline and projects to drop, which have fallen through. A real challenging week. And again, to add on top of that, this month has been the most challenging month this year for us. You can only control the controllables, as I put in my LinkedIn post. No matter how bad things get externally, we're still going to do the right things, and we know good things will happen. I thought I'd end the week by giving you a short update on what happened earlier in the week. I had 48 hours to submit my profiles to the Silicon Valley startup founder. Submitted 2 candidates, by the way. One of the candidates had a final stage interview, and he is the first person out of 12 people, I think it's 12 in total now, there's been a few more, who has made it to the 3rd stage, and he was my first submission. The second person is in right now, 4 till 5. So when I get home, I'm going to call him and then call the founder. Very unlikely to get content like that, so you're going to see us next week. And hopefully we can move into 3rd stage and 4th stage, and you could see me in live time close our biggest deal yet, and maybe one of our most important ones. Next week I've got 2 podcasts, both on the same day, 2 exceptional people, 2 very different careers, 2 very different startups, but we're looking forward to that. Kyle's got 4 meetings, 4 new business meetings, and I've got 3 new business meetings as well. Outside of that, we're going to be doing lots of BD. We've had lots of good feedback on the BD call coaching, by the way. So if there's anything that you want to see next week that we're not doing enough of, we've done enough of sales this week, I know that for sure. Let us know. Any feedback is welcomed. Be as honest as you like. And I just want to say thanks for watching this far. If you've managed to watch, these are a big investment for me, both time, energy, and financially. So if anyone's supporting the cause and watching these and liking and subscribing, we really appreciate it. And we hope that we are helping people. I hope that some people are getting better because of these videos. Some people are posting more because of these videos. And I hope everyone can succeed. I really, really do. So enjoy your, I can't say enjoy your weekend because it might not be your weekend when you're watching this, but have a good day. See you next week.